Small towns are supposed to be safe. They're the kind of places where people recognize your car, where neighbors wave even if they don't know your name, where nothing ever really changes. But what most people don't understand is this. Small towns don't forget anything. They remember every mistake, every disappearance, every night something went wrong, and no one talked about it again. Tonight, you're about to hear 3 true stories that left entire small towns permanently changed. These aren't legends. They aren't internet stories. They're real events that people who lived through them still refuse to discuss. You're watching Nocturnal Narratives, true stories, dark realities. Let's begin. Story 1, the town that locked its doors in the early 1990s. There was a small Midwestern town with a population under 3,000. Nothing about it stood out. No high crime rate. No history of violence. Just a quiet place where people raised families and lived ordinary lives. But newcomers noticed something almost immediately. Every night, without fail, the town shut down. Not slowly, not gradually. At exactly 9:17 p.m. it happened all at once. Stores closed early. Streetlights flickered on. People disappeared indoors. Doors locked. Windows covered. No sirens. No announcements. Just silence. At first, people assumed it was tradition or habit, until one family decided not to follow it. They had moved in only weeks earlier and didn't understand the unspoken rule. At 9:17 p.m., their porch light stayed on. Neighbors noticed, but no one knocked. No one warned them. They just closed their curtains. That night, the family said they heard something outside. Slow footsteps. Not running, not sneaking. Walking, circling the house. For nearly an hour. They didn't call the police, they didn't open the door. By morning, the house was empty. The family's car was still in the driveway. No luggage missing. No signs of struggle. And what disturbed investigators the most was that no one in town filed a missing persons report. When questioned, residents gave the same response. They didn't follow the schedule. From that night on, no one ever missed 9:17 again. Even decades later, people in that town still lock their doors early, and they still won't say why.
Story 2. The Voice on the Radio. In the mid-1990s, long before smartphones or social media, a small rural town survived on routine. One grocery store, one gas station, one diner that closed by 8 p.m., and one local radio station. It wasn't popular, it didn't play new music. Most days it barely stayed on the air. But people listened anyway, out of habit. Farmers left it on while working fields. Truck drivers used it to stay awake at night. Elderly residents listened because it reminded them the town was still alive. Until one night, the music stopped. It was just after 11:30 p.m. Listeners expected the usual static before the station signed off for the night. Instead, the song cut out mid-note. No fade, no announcement, just silence. Then a voice. A calm, adult male voice. Clear, steady, and unnervingly close. No station identification. No introduction. Just a man speaking slowly, deliberately. At first, people assumed it was a prank, maybe a hijacked signal, maybe someone testing new equipment. But within minutes, the calls began. Neighbors phoned each other asking, "Are you hearing this?" Because the man wasn't talking in riddles. He was talking about them. He named street corners only locals knew by nickname, mentioned a hardware store that had burned down 10 years earlier, referred to families by last name, families that had lived there for generations. Then he began describing homes, not addresses, descriptions. The White House with the broken porch light, the trailer near the creek that floods every spring, the brick home where the dog never stops barking. People started turning off their radios, but not before the warnings began. The voice told listeners to stay inside, to lock their doors, to turn off their lights, to remain quiet, and most disturbing of all, he spoke as if time was limited. Police received dozens of calls. Officers assumed someone was broadcasting illegally from nearby farmland. They traced the signal. What they found made no sense. The radio station building, abandoned. It had been shut down 5 years earlier after the owner died. No electricity, no broadcasting equipment, no functional antenna. The doors were chained shut from the outside. Inside, dust covered everything. Cobwebs hung from broken ceiling tiles. Nothing had been touched in years. Yet the broadcast continued. That night, people barely slept. Some said they heard knocking. Others claimed their radios turned on by themselves. A few swore the voice continued even after they unplugged the device. The next night at the exact same time, the broadcast returned. Same voice, same calm tone. This time, he sounded more urgent. He corrected himself when he misspoke, like someone reading from notes. He described movements, lights turning on, doors opening, cars leaving driveways, things he shouldn't have been able to see. And again, he told people to stay inside. Police brought in state investigators. Engineers confirmed the signal was real, but its origin couldn't be identified. No transmitter, no relay, no satellite interference. It was as if the signal came from nowhere. On the third night, fewer people listened. Those who did said the voice sounded different. Closer, lower, almost disappointed. And then came the fourth night. No music, no build-up, just one sentence. They're listening now. Then silence, permanent silence. The station never broadcast again. The frequency remains dead to this day. And in that town, even now, old radios are kept unplugged. Lights go off early. And when locals are asked about the voice, they change the subject, because whatever spoke through that station didn't want attention. It wanted obedience. And the most terrifying part? The town listened. At the edge of a small town, just past the last streetlight, stood a house no one bought. Not because it was old, not because it was falling apart. The paint was clean, the roof was intact, the windows were unbroken. From the outside, it looked normal. Too normal. Real estate agents tried everything. They lowered the price, they repainted the walls. They staged the rooms with fresh furniture and warm lighting. Still, every family that moved in left within weeks, sometimes days. The pattern was always the same. The first night passed quietly. The second night brought sounds. Soft, irregular footsteps moving from room to room. By the third night, doors began opening on their own. Bathroom doors. Doors that had been closed and locked. And by the end of the week, every family reported the same feeling. Being watched. Not from one place. From everywhere. Parents said their children refused to sleep alone. Children said the walls felt crowded. Pets refused to enter certain rooms. Most families didn't stay long enough to complain. They packed up and left in silence. But one family stayed longer than the rest. They moved in during late fall, when nights were longer and the town grew quiet early. At first, they dismissed the noises. Old houses settle. Pipes knock. Air moves. But then the sounds became organized. Footsteps that followed patterns, pauses at doorways, stops outside bedrooms. The mother said it felt like someone was waiting. The father set up an audio recorder near their bedroom door, just to ease their nerves. They went to sleep expecting static. What they captured was not silence. At 2:17 a.m., the recording changed. Soft whispering. Not one voice, multiple. Speaking in unison. Low, measured, too synchronized to be random. The words weren't clear, but the rhythm was. Like chanting, like counting, like practicing. At one point, a child's voice joined in, but no children were awake. At 2:19 a.m., the whispers stopped. Then came a sound no one could explain. A slow breath. Right beside the microphone. The family moved out the next morning. They didn't contact the landlord. They didn't ask for their deposit. They left furniture behind. The audio file was copied, passed around briefly, then disappeared. Some say it was deleted. Others say the town council asked for it. After that, no one moved in again. The house still stands. Empty. No lights. No curtains. No signs of decay, but no one walks near it. Locals cross the street just to avoid passing the driveway. Delivery drivers skip the address entirely. And if you ask why, they'll tell you the house isn't haunted. It's occupied, just not by anyone you can see. If you enjoy true horror stories like these, Subscribe to Nocturnal Narratives, new stories every week.